it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for our final award of the night. It is, of course, our Lifetime Achievement Award. To say that this year's recipient is a household name would be something of an understatement. He is an absolute legend in the world of broadcasting, and here to introduce him are two more legends, one from the world of acting and one from the world of music, fundraising, media mogulship and activism and whatever you're having yourself. Please welcome Gabriel Byrne and Bob Geldof.
I'd just like to say something personal. I grew up sharing the same name with the most famous man in Ireland. And I used to be known as Gay Byrne. And years ago they had a special program on the Late Late Show where they introduced all the Gabriel Byrnes who lived in Ireland. And I received the first criticism I ever received where somebody said to me, "I seen you weren't on the Late Late Show the other night." And the next time I came across Gay Byrne was I was cycling up a one-way street in Capel Street, and a policeman said to me, "You know this is a one-way street, don't you?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Home." And he said, "What's your name?" And he says, "Get down off that bike, you joker." Anyway, Gay Byrne has meant for me personally, I think everybody knows what his contribution to the world of entertainment and Irish broadcasting has been. But from my point of view, his generosity, his encouragement of young talent, his grace and his dignity, and a man who held a mirror up to Irish society and dragged it sometimes reluctantly to look into that mirror, to confront what it was, what it is, and possibly what it will become. It's a great honour to be here with Bob to present this award to Gay.
Good evening, everyone. It was good to hear Gabriel talking about, from a personal point of view, about Gaybo. There's very few people in the Irish pantheon that have ascended to the single prefix, the single name. I suppose there's Dev and Bertie and Bono and Van and Gaybo. I don't think there's any mistake in Gabriel Byrne and Gaybo. And there's a reason beyond simply this broadcaster of immense talent. I mean, there's many people in this room have done television programs around the world of the same nature of the Late Late Show. But I've said it before that it is a unique beast. It was then, and it was unique because it was vitally necessary to what was happening in our country. And it required somebody who was particular and peculiar. Now, if you live in England or you watch BBC, you'll see Parkinson. He's a great conversationalist. He lures you into thinking he's profoundly interested in you for 10 minutes, and there's young Turks picking up his baton. But no one has had to do what Gay Byrne did, and no one has achieved it. And what he did, and I don't think necessarily he was aware of it, but this was an Ireland that was strangled in a sort of social and cultural claustrophobia. And this man was one of those people who just prized that stranglehold open slowly, week after week. And what he intuitively did was become interested in people who were very young and who were beginning to posit and imagine a different Ireland, one that was not the one they were taught and told about, and one that you had to accept. He seemed to encourage tacitly you to suggest a future Ireland that is the one we probably occupy now. And he did it with a deft sort of sleight of hand. He would introduce the most crap act you've ever seen in your life. He would unctuously encourage you to say something that would land you in deep shit. And then he would smile and ask the audience, the rest of Ireland, to accept what you had said, or at least challenge them to debate it live and on the pulpits and the pubs the next day. Now, often it wasn't a must-see programme, but it was a must-have to talk about. What was on the Late Late last night? Did you see the Late Late last night? Did you see that guy on it? It was, in effect, the upper house of Ireland. We had the Dáil, we had the church crapping on endlessly every Sunday at us, and then there was this void into which we were allowed to step on a Friday or a Saturday night, where you could say the things that were happening to you and to your country and what should happen next. And it was extremely peculiar. And I still think of it as odd, but I genuinely believe, and I wouldn't bother being here tonight if I didn't believe it, that this single show, and this man in particular, because I don't think it's possible by anyone else, allowed that to happen. And certainly it produced some of the immense artists we celebrate here tonight. There's no question about that. And all of us have personal memories of this unique show. And of course, the tradition continues, but the necessity of something so pungent isn't there. This was vital, and Gay Byrne isn't just the personal idea that you had growing up. He wasn't the gifted, beyond talented performer or journalist. He was something other. He was part of this change from a very different and older Ireland into the new. He was the interregnum that allowed it to happen. And so his importance that we're celebrating tonight is not just this immense talent and this gifted person. We're actually celebrating someone who was critically important to the social life of this country, and historically will be remembered for that. It is really, truly a privilege to honour this man tonight, and I suggest we do so fulsomely. Gay Byrne, Rona Collette.
Good afternoon, madam.
I'm in a hurry.
Thank you.
It's gay.
Yes.
It's gay. It is gay, isn't it?
Yes.
It's gay, love.
Gay Ahashka, over a wonderful, wonderful career, you started and provoked many a debate, but you know there won't be any debate over the rightness, the sheer rightness of this award for the man who is the national touchstone and has been the national touchstone for such a very, very long time.
It's great to be able to wish you well on your big night tonight, Gabe. You have been a real force for change in Ireland. Subjects people only whispered about, they started talking about once you came into power.
Well, I've come for talks with your leader.
The Taoiseach, is it?
No. Tony Gregory? No. The one they call Gay Byrne.
One of the things about you that's really mysterious is that you listen so much. You talk well, very well, but you listen as well. Sure, half the country has told you their secrets, and all during the years when men found it difficult to talk to their wives, you were a fantastic replacement. They just turned Gay Byrne on the radio, and they felt there was somebody listening.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gabe.
Where are you, honey?
I've just put the brown bread in the oven.
So go on listening and talking and enjoying this award forever, because you deserve it.
Gay presided as father of the Late Late Show, father of the chapel, as it were, that was Ireland Inc., over a 50-year period. Ireland could debate and be entertained. There is a genius in the man, and to see how meticulous the effort is to look effortless, that's the thing most of us as young broadcasters learnt from Gay.
Ladies and gentlemen, to whom it concerns, it's The Late Late Show. And here is your host, Gay Byrne.
Gay, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. It couldn't be more deserved. When the history of the talk show is written, there'll be a special chapter for the man who changed a whole culture and country.
Good evening, Gay. Hope you're enjoying being on the receiving end for a change. You're probably all excited and delighted. But you know, you've left a long shadow here in the Late Late studio. You've left big shoes to fill. And I want to send you my congratulations on being acknowledged tonight as Ireland's greatest broadcaster.
You're the most famous man who never left Ireland.
We owe you so much, and I'm so glad to see you getting this wonderful recognition tonight. And we thank Kathleen and Crona and Susie, who shared you over their lifetimes too with the nation. Enjoy this evening and this much deserved recognition.
It started on the late show.
Ladies and gentlemen, to whom it concerns, it's The Late Late Show. And here is your host, Gay Byrne.
Well, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that fantastic welcome. It's been a long night, but I have to tell you that I had no idea whatsoever that Gabriel and Bob were going to do the introductions in this particular case, and I'm very, very grateful and honoured indeed that they should do so. I have to tell you that, of course, they both crossed my path on many occasions, and one of the most celebrated occasions was many years ago when I was being headhunted by Westinghouse Corporation in America, and I had a meeting with two gentlemen, George Moynihan and Larry Freiberg, who were the bosses of the outfit, in the Gresham Hotel. And we discussed the whole possibility of perhaps going to work for them in the States. And on the way out, Larry Freiberg said to me, you know, this name, Gay Byrne, it could cause us some... I said, yes, Larry, I know the connotations. We are aware of these things in Ireland. And he said, is that a pet name? And I said, no, it's short for Gabriel, who is an archangel and an all-round good fellow. And he said, oh, you mean Gabriel Blow Your Horn? I said, yeah, that's the same fellow. And he said, well, great, we'll call you Gabriel Byrne. And I said, no, you can't do that, because it so happens there's another very promising young actor in New York at the moment, making a great name for himself, and he's going to be very famous, and his name is Gabriel Byrne. And he said, oh, he said, what's your second name? I said, Mary. He said, shit, leave it so, it doesn't matter. And I'm so honored that Bob is here tonight to do this for me, because quite simply, I know this sounds like a mutual admiration society, but I am filled with admiration for Bob Geldof. I always have been, because no one can ever take away what he did. Never. Now, having said all of that, I'm enormously grateful to the Academy for this tremendous compliment and this wonderful honour. And I gratefully accept it. When you consider all the enormous talent that we've seen on screen here tonight, to be numbered amongst that number is an amazing compliment. And I am accepting this, of course, not only for myself, but for all the many talented, dedicated and hard-working people who worked with me on the radio show and on the Late Late Show down through the years. Some of whom are here tonight, and all of whom are still my friends and colleagues to this day, and that's important. And I also, of course, accept it on behalf of Kathleen and Crona and Susie, who are here tonight, and on behalf of Philip and Ronan, particularly because Crona and Susie and Kathleen bore much of the brunt of a tough schedule and kept the show on the road. And most particularly, I accept it on behalf of Sive O'Byrne, who is 9 months now, and Kate Carney, who is 7 months now, and Cian O'Byrne, who is 2.5 now. I doubt very, very much indeed if it means anything to them at this stage, but perhaps in the future it will. Thank you very much indeed. God bless you all and good night. Thank you.
Gay just told me maybe I should close the shop tonight, so thanks for the tip. I'm going to do that. That, everybody, is it. It's been a lovely evening, glittering, glamorous, surprisingly coherent night here in the audience. I hope you've enjoyed it at home. From all of us here, thank you for watching. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gay Byrne. Good night.